Hello.
Hi, Irene.
Hi, Irene. Irene, what on earth are you? You say almost morning. Have you been walking the midnight tiles again? Have you been up all night again?
Oh, we love Irene. Leave her alone. She can
You
do
need to get
whatever
some
she
proper
wants.
sleep, Irene.
She
Get some
can
proper
do.
rest, my dear.
She
Hey,
can do.
I have to
What?
send a run ball this month, or coming up.
Cool. Lovely to see you, Irene.
Yes,
As
it's always
always.
good to see Irene. Well, we should get Irene on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you. Do you know what? I hate waking up with nasty dreams. It's horrible. It hangs with you, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Chantel. I hope you're doing well, my dear.
Chantel at the house.
Hope you're doing well. And to Irene also.
Listen, Irene's married. Her husband might be watching.
That's all right. I can understand one of Irene's husband. I don't care.
Oh, dear, I'm just sharing this out, Dan.
How are you doing, Chantal? How are you doing? Are you any better? Stupid question, I know.
Hope so.
Are you back home yet, or are you still in the hospital? Oh, bless you.
Right. So, guys, before we start, I've got some announcements to make.
Uh-oh.
So, firstly, anybody having a birthday this week or had one last week and we hadn't wished you a happy birthday from all of us at Simply Spooky.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Terrible, isn't it?
And secondly, oh, she's back home.
Oh, that's brilliant. You know what they say? You always recuperate and you heal better when you're back home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fantastic. I know you have, Chantel, but you'll get there. You're a tough chick.
Yeah. Okay, the new Robert Fulton Rapsy Nesbitt.
Hello, young Robert.
What's this one?
Always on some weird stuff, Irene. I'm always on some weird stuff.
He's high on life.
High on life. That and cocaine.
What? Might not be.
Yeah.
You could better not be either, Eric.
Me and Eric, we got our own dealer. If you want to see mental stuff, wait, come at Eric's over here. We'd be like the dastardly duo, me and Eric.
Oh God.
He's like, Dan, you see that? You see that?
Yeah.
And we had some sad news last week with the passing of Mark's mum as well from the Dark Mirror show.
Yes,
so together with Eric with his father and Mark with his mum, it's been a sad time. So we're putting out some thoughts to the family, both families, and we wish you nothing but love and strength, especially through this sad time. And anyone that has lost anyone out there in the ether, our thoughts and prayers do go with you, because it is hard, and you do get some hard things that you have to face, as you know, Dan, because you went through it recently as well. So if you need to talk to anyone and you haven't got anyone, reach out to the network, reach out to us.
We'll always chat to you. We'd love nothing more.
Yeah.
Well, and then that brings around the weird question that I have. Now, I know I'm weird, so just go with that. I'm weird, okay? After my dad passed, I kind of wonder, is it too soon to try to get a hold of him? You know what I mean?
I would leave it a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you need time to grieve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He would have crossed over before now anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, Daryl.
And don't forget, he needs to settle where he is. So I would say leave yourself enough time to grieve, be with the family, sort out your business. They say leave it a year. You might feel okay in 6 months. And it doesn't mean to say that your dad will come and make contact.
No.
Your dad might never come back to make contact because he has a good time over the other side. That why should I come back and talk to them? I'm having too much of a good time here.
I actually prefer it that way. Just the same way with my cat when she passed. I'm like, stay where you're happy.
Yeah.
I remember when my mum died, and I'd never heard from my mum I'd never heard from her really. And I remember saying to a medium, my mum has been dead now for 30 years and she's not come forward to speak to me. She went, well, that's because she don't like you, Dan. Don't take it personally, she said.
That's a great art. That's what you say to everybody else.
I always work on the premise though, Viv, that if they're desperate to they'll get hold of you somehow, won't they? If they're desperate to get hold of you, they'll get hold of you. Exactly. Whether it's through symbolism or anything, But and it's like when somebody moves in, it's a bad analogy probably, but when somebody moves in, you don't dive around their house straight away, do you? You give them time to settle.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Oh, hi, Andy. Irene's throwing down the gauntlet there.
Hello.
They all said hello.
Hello, mate.
Yeah. Hello back to everybody.
Irene's throwing down the gauntlet here. She said, Eric, I'm more weird than you. We're going to have a weird off.
Weird off. Andy's looking a bit weird because he's been fixing the dishwasher.
He looks like he's been working hard, the poor boy. He always looks like he's working
She
hard.
still don't work.
He's been fixing the dishwasher because last week after the show, I went to go and put the TV on and just settle down so I can get ready to go to bed, and everything tripped.
Oh no!
What time was this?
I don't know. It was quite late, and I said to Andy. Andy had already gone to bed, and I said to Andy, where's the trip switch in the garage? Because nothing's coming on. He went, I'll get up and do it myself. And then the minute he switched everything back on, it went again. And we found out it was the dishwasher that was doing it. Mm. So an element had gone on the dishwasher. So rather than calling a man out, Andy's fixed it.
Well, there you go. There you go. So Irene says, I talk to dead people all the time, so that makes me really weird. No, in our world, that makes you probably normal.
Normal.
To be honest.
Oh, by the way, Irene, you had a Mother's Day over in Japan recently, and I know it's a bit late, but we don't care. Happy Mother's Day, Irene.
Mother's Day.
Oh, the phone's...
Rita, you're absolutely spot on. I am indeed the biggest weirdo.
I don't know. Tim's a bit weird. I met Tim on Sunday.
Well,
Tim's a good lad.
He's a good lad, actually. He liked the fact that we're calling him lad.
No, I'm the biggest weirdo. I'm the widest weirdo as well, to be honest with you, Rita.
Oh, dear. What is the weirdest thing you've ever done, you guys?
Oh,
not necessarily paranormal, just weird. Just weird.
I asked if I could see Rita's mom when she was being embalmed.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did what? When
Rita's mom was being embalmed, I asked if I could see her.
Oh, but that was interesting, wasn't it?
Did you see
I didn't get to, but I asked.
Oh, wouldn't they let you?
No.
There's always somebody went to spoil your fun, isn't there?
Yeah, I know.
What about you, Dan?
I got caught having sex with a goldfish once.
No, you didn't. Tell the truth. It's the weirdest thing you ever done.
The weirdest thing I've ever done? I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to make contact with dead people, I suppose.
That's not weird.
No, it's not, is it? I don't know. What's the weirdest thing I've ever done? I don't know. I'll probably do so many weird things that it doesn't even register.
That you don't even notice.
No. No, God knows what I do.
I think the weirdest thing I've heard you talk... Hi, Sarah. The weirdest thing I've ever heard you talk about was having an argument with a camel.
I've had a few arguments with a camel. The trouble is the camel won. The bastard put Cookie, the camel was. Absolute beautiful little girl she was. Well, she was little. She was only young. But you know what? They get big when they're young, don't they?
Yeah.
And she just didn't like me for some reason. The guy was a friend of mine. He'd hand-reared her and she loved him. He was like her dad. It was like her mum. And she'd follow him everywhere. And I had a good relationship with him. And I think she was jealous. So what she did was I was cleaning out one day and it was like comedy. I bent over, she kicked me up the arse and I went flying over the fence. She did have the ump. She did.
She had the ump with Dan.
She did, but she was gorgeous. She was gorgeous. picked
Ugh.
someone's tongue up off the floor.
Oh my God.
But let me guess, bar fight. Or somebody have a fit.
Oh,
No, I heard about that, Robert.
Baby Reindeer. Yes,
heard
I
about
watched it. You know what? I started watching the interview with what's his face, ex-GMTV guy,
Oh,
Piers Morgan,
Piers Morgan, yeah.
and the Baby Reindeer woman.
I worked in a mental hospital. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
and she was weird. That Baby Reindeer woman,
Yeah.
bloody weird.
I don't know. I've yet to watch it. It's meant to be called, Hazel said you got to watch it. It was really good.
Yeah, watch it.
Was it good?
Yeah, watch it. I liked it.
Would you like one humble two? Oh, okay, Emma. She works in a mental. Oh, Eric, you worked in a mental hospital as well, haven't you?
Me, no.
Oh, I have for a
Almost
while.
a doctor, but I never worked in a hospital.
I couldn't work in a mental hospital. They wouldn't let me leave.
I've worked in one. It was mental. Do you know what? It was the best year I'd ever spent.
Yeah. It's cool.
They were brilliant. The people were brilliant because they were all strung out on drugs and what have you. And it was hilarious. It was like the dream team.
Sorry, guys, I've got to apologise to you all. We were expecting Kev Kerr to come on. He could still come on.
He could.
But we were just having a little bit of a chat in the meantime, you know, as we do. Those of you that know us. But,
the meantime might be the whole show, though.
yeah.
Viv, you haven't said what you did. What's the weirdest thing you've done?
Well, my nan was cremated when she passed away. And I was so upset and so distraught, I didn't want to leave her. So when they closed the curtains, you know, the last bit where they closed the curtains.
Yeah.
And I see them taking her off on a trolley. So I thought, I'm going to follow them and see where they're taking me nan. And when I got there, they'd unscrewed the brass off of the coffin.
Yeah.
And they were just putting her in the oven. And the man sort of pulled me away and said, oh, you know, I said, I want to see what's happening with her. I said, well, we can't let you see what's happening. I said, she can. That's my nan. He says, all right, then come with me. And her coffin had already been put in.
Because it's like a little viewing mirror.
Yeah, it's a little glass window. And the fire started going, and I started watching it. And I was getting all upset just thinking of my nan. But I was watching it. And he says, oh, if you've seen enough, he says, come on, come with me. I said, no, turn it up a bit. I said, I want to see her go up. He said, because what happens is when the coffin goes through the heat,
the body rises, doesn't it? Yeah.
She'll sit up.
There's that to do the gases in it in the body.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he said to me, before she sits up, I will pull you away. And he did. He pulled me away. So I wasn't allowed to see her sit up. But yeah, I did watch the coffin go in the creme and it was nice that the man let me do that because I wanted to see it.
I think that some things you need to experience, don't you? Some things are quite interesting. Like I love watching medical. When we've ever been someone who's been in medical procedure and someone's been stitched or operated on or whatever, and I've been there for whatever reason. I've always said, like, you know, if I go like with Hazel and that, I'll go to the theatre. Can I look? It's interesting. Isn't it? You're never going to get a chance to see it again.
Which is a shame because I wish it was a shame because I would like to see that. I love watching medical procedures, even the ones that they show on TV.
Oh, and they're amazing now.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing now. Just phenomenal. And it's going to... My son was a nurse now and the people are bedridden and they're waiting to die. He's in there, bloody hell. That's going to be a lot of noise in his head then, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I've watched my granddad's, which was quite amazing. But morbid curiosity. It is.
It is, Emma.
Definitely.
It is, Emma. It is.
But
I think it's human, isn't it? It's just human, isn't it?
Do you think that goes hand in hand with ghost hunting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Yeah, it might very well do.
No, I mean, death goes hand in hand with ghost hunting, so.
Well, it goes hand in hand with life, doesn't it, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just people are too nervous to admit that, a lot of people, but the truth of the matter is it does. I think that's why you get a lot of ghost hunters as well that collect funereal stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They collect stuff like from funeral funereal stuff, like, whatever, but some of that stuff's interesting. Like, I remember watching a mortician's kit. They was selling a mortician's kit from the Victorian period. Bloody, I'll tell you what, some of them tools were barbaric, but it didn't matter because obviously the people they're using on are gone. They're past, they're not there anymore. It's just a body, but they're bloody interesting stuff.
I saw, now people won't know what this is that's not into history. I saw a pear, not off a tree, but it was a pear used in torture.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw
it,
and it was beautiful. And I thought, I'd really love one of those. Just put it on the shelf downstairs, and it could be a talking point. Maybe somebody comes in and says, "What's that?" So I want to know what that is.
Do you know what? There's things. I remember watching a thing on a program one day, and it went for the offer was $5,000. The guy wanted $5,000 for it, and nobody would give him. They wanted it, but they wouldn't give him $5,000. And I thought I'd have bitten his hand off. If I had $5,000, I'd have bitten his hand off the opportunity. And it was a Victorian hangman's rope.
Wow!
And it had been used.
Yeah.
And it was the leather with the metal hook thing, the leather thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, I'd love to own that. But it's just, I suppose it's just like people collect death masks, don't they?
Yeah.
There's
interesting.
There's a hand for sale. It's a lady's hand it's a wet specimen. So it's up to the wrist. So you get the whole hand in a jar. A Victorian lady's hand that's going up for auction, I believe, this weekend, if it hasn't already, at the Fifth Corner.
Wow.
Now, I find these type of things absolutely fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's a wet specimen.
But you know what? They're quite beautiful.
Hand.
They're beautiful as well, aren't they?
Well, this one doesn't look... It looks quite fat and horrible.
But even stuff that looks quite gross, it's got a beauty, isn't it?
Mm.
It's like decay's got a beauty to it, I think, with a lot of stuff,
Sarah.
What's Sarah say?
It's second hand. It's brilliant. Oh.
Trouble is, I'll get it home and then it can't be like that. And then the next day I'll be looking at it and be doing that to me.
Yeah. All right, remember the school belt? They go for about £100 now. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell, really?
That's crazy.
Mad, isn't it? Mad.
That's crazy. I've been it's been funny, like the last few weeks. I've been getting stuff out the loft. I lived here 14 years, and when we moved in, we just shoved things in the loft just to get it out of the way. Now I'm getting the boxes down and going through them. And it's amazing, some of the shit that you find. And it's like, should I keep that? Is it worth money? Could it be worth anything? And what I found in
Have you got anything macabre up there, Viv?
Yes, a very macabre.
Stephen Fry.
I found Stephen Fry. Never read the book. I've always wanted to read it. So I bought it. I bought it. And it's it, but it's too bloody thick. I've got other things to read that's,
Especially when you can listen to it on audio.
Well, there is that.
Sherlock Holmes' brother on with the guy that played Iron Man.
Oh, yes. Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
I've just found an old photo album. I'm just laughing at this.
Who's that? You?
That's me. Oh my god! I thought it was so cool back in the day.
Yeah.
But that's not what I wanted to show you. I don't know how well you can see that.
What is that?
It's a chandelier.
Skulls.
No, it's
bones. Or
I hope you can see that well.
Yeah, cool.
Human
torso.
Yes,
vertebrae and skulls and stuff.
It's the human torso.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Is that a real torso?
Yes.
Real torsos. Oh,
yes.
That's pretty cool.
And this was the Church of Bones.
Oh,
cool. That was when you went there, didn't you, with Andy?
Yeah. That's not the beautiful one. There are the really beautiful bits in there. Just something that was in here.
Eric, Irene is asking you, are you wearing what she sent you?
Yes.
There you go.
Good lad. Do as you're told. Don't mess with Irene.
Irene will beat us up if we don't do as she tells us.
Yeah, don't mess with Irene, please, because Irene knows what she's talking about.
Talking about? What are we going to talk about?
Oh, wherever we want.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. Aren't most people paranormal pricks?
Oh, I need this. I've got to take it out.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that Damon?
It's Damon
That's Damon.
with Darth Vader. I need to put
bloody hell, he's the Green Cross coat man, isn't it?
I need to put it with the thing that he signed as what do you call it? I've got a lightsaber that he signed.
Oh, that's right, he signed it, didn't he? Yes.
So this would be my
Providence. Providence.
It's an actual signature. So I've got to keep it with it because I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be selling Star Wars toys.
Dude, that's original stuff as well, isn't it? I like that.
Some of it, not original 1977, but when it was in the early 90s when it was re-released.
Was he the Jolly Green Giant as well?
He was the Green Cross Code Man.
Oh.
Green Giant.
Oh.
They have that in America, Green Giant, sweet corn.
I think it's an American company, isn't it? Green Giant.
He doesn't know.
Let's talk about
investigations and the paranormal community today. And don't go off on one, Dan.
Do you know what? I can't. Right, let's get it straight. Most people in the paranormal are nice, decent, ordinary people. Just normal, ordinary, nice people. Mm-hmm. But some of them, and this is what gets me, they've been doing it for many, many years, but they don't evolve. And they don't change the way that they've learnt off of the TV. They won't throw that out and try a new way. They don't find their own way. They don't learn from other proper investigators. They just go with the same format again and again and again, and it gets boring and it pees me off. And it makes me think to myself, well, what is the point of going out and investigating if you're not going to push the boundaries, if you're not going to find another way or find a different way? It's all very well having some of the old ways, but you need to incorporate them into some of the newer stuff. Mm-hmm. And they don't do that. And I think that's what, yeah, you're right, Emma, some are absolute pricks. And yeah, you know, there's no mistake there, Emma. I agree with you. Some are absolute knobheads.
Oh, bless you, Irene. I love you, Irene. I do love that woman.
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she? And yeah, they are, Rita. They're absolutely crazy, and it just drives me mad that I refuse now to go out on an investigation, and I'm not saying I'm great at what I do. You know, I do what I do. No, you know, we're all governed by speculation. So we do what we think is best, and we try and create different areas and push the boundaries and what have you.
Exactly. No.
But what annoys me is that they don't. Exactly, there's no progression. Is that they stick to this format and they run around screaming and shouting. They pollute the environment when you try and investigate. Now, these are people that tell me they've been doing it for 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, if you have, you need to give it up.
Yeah. And that's
because even if you did get something, you couldn't verify it because you've sport it.
Yeah, it's kind of
exactly, Eric. You know, and that's what pees me off. You know, I'm sure if you there's a difference, I think, between none of us are professional, but there's a difference between trying to do something professionally or the best way you can and just going out for a thrill up.
But Dan, how many of these people know who what's his name? I call him Steve French, but that's not his name. Chris French. They don't know who he is. They don't know who Cal Cooper is. They wouldn't know who Harry Price was. They barely know, Maurice Grosse, wasn't he in that film, blah, 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 you know, about the haunting in Enfield. They don't know.
No.
They don't honestly, and I just think, why the hell are you doing this? Like,
And if
yes,
I have one more person come to me and say, yeah, I was part of that investigation in Enfield, when they're fucking younger than me and they probably weren't born at the time, I'm just going to fucking headbutt them.
It would be the same age as a child would be.
I mean, I was 8, 9, I guess, when it happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, people that are clearly younger than me.
Yep.
I mean, Viv had it with
I
somebody.
feel so much better now because Bobby's
Oh,
cold.
you Bobby. Hope you're doing well, bud.
Bobby, I've got some advice for you. Put your vest on, you know, your thermal.
It must be getting chilly in Florida, mate. Poor old Bobby. He's putting up with that cold weather out there. It must be terrible.
No.
The man's a martyr. Irene, you're absolutely right. So Irene says, like, I asked permission to talk to the spirits in their presence and their place because they don't know who you are and what you're doing there in their place. Exactly. And the thing is, as well, they go in there and somebody, I think it was Robert who said it, they go in there and they fucking mundane, stupid questions. You might as well read them off of a sheet.
Yeah.
You know, there's no emotion in them.
Mm.
It's like you're just asking questions. It's pointless.
There's a big difference in the hobbyists and those that are doing it because they have a passion about it. Now, the passion with paranormal investigating, looking for answers, seeking the truth, looking at history, researching, all that goes out of the window because the majority nowadays, they want to go and be a big star on YouTube, earn
That's
money.
what it's about, isn't it? That's what it's about.
They think that they're going to get a TV program from it. Oh, if I put this on YouTube and say that I've got a new show coming out, people will actually really believe it, and I might get found. No, it doesn't happen like that.
No. And you say to them, you know what? The days for that's gone.
Yeah.
The days for that's all sewn up, that industry. You know, the people that were in it are still in it, and you're never going to get, not get the opportunity. Bloody hell, I feel so sorry for Bobby. It's 100 out there in cloudless skies.
Yeah,
it must be terrible for you, Bobby. I feel sorry for you, mate.
Yeah, I'd put your winter woolies on now if I were you, Bobby. You know, we wouldn't want you getting pneumonia or anything, you know.
So Noreen says, if I was in spirit, I wouldn't be answering the same questions. No, you get bored with it. You wouldn't turn up. Yeah. And I guess that's why they get nothing. Well, it's amazing. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same. Viv, I know you'll have had it. I'm sure Eric's had it. You got an investigation and week after week, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really get a lot. I get some bits now and again. If I'm lucky, I'll get something that's I think's extraordinary, which on the face of it isn't, but it is, because anything's extraordinary that you get. But
it's amazing to me.
Exactly. But you speak to them, Eric, and all you get is, we had a boy spirit and this man spirit come over, and we got talking to this spirit, and that woman over there, she's a medium, and she's been talking to this spirit, and then the lights went on. And it's like you're thinking, I know, that's you're lying to yourselves. You're lying to yourselves.
Yeah.
Because unless it's verifiable, how do you know? It's in your head. You're dreaming it up because you want it to be. You're romanticising it.
Some of the best captures that I've ever got, and you've seen some of them, which I don't necessarily put out there anymore, but some of the best captures, full body apparitions, animals, the stuff that are happening when it's all very quiet, no one running around screaming like lunatics. I'm sitting quietly on my own or talking to myself, or just, as you do because you're bored, alone in the dark. Or you smelt something and you think somebody's been in here and had a big shit in the corner or something, and there's not, obviously, if you take pictures.
Yeah.
And some of the best captures you've ever got, even down to EVPs, have been when there's been no lunatics running around. So, and they're what you would call your stereotypical boring investigations when nothing much happens.
And I think I genuinely think they take the piss, these spirits, because I was on an investigation once. It was one of the faults in Kent, and we were deep down. It was me and a girl deep down in the fault. She was running the investigation, and we had a few people there, not many, maybe 4 or 5 people with us, and they were pottering about doing their own thing. And we were talking to each other, and then all of a sudden, I can't say for definite he was, but it looked like it had a red tunic on, like a red jacket with a white flash. So it was like it was like, is that a soldier? Is that a red coat? Is it a red coat? We don't know. It walked past and she looked at me and I looked at her and she went, "Did you?" I went, "Yeah, I did." And I ran all the way down, which I was fitter than and younger, ran all the way down, got to the end of this tunnel, went right, followed it round as far as I could go, nothing. But the weird thing was, and we didn't dawn us till afterwards, we didn't hear any footsteps.
Mm.
And it's like, and I said to her that night, I remember saying to her, I think they're taking the piss. They're having a laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, here, watch this. I'll give them a shock. When they're doing this, I'll do that. And I think that's what they do. And you think, well, yeah, that's probably, why wouldn't you do that? That's what if you've been stuck somewhere for hundreds of years or you're a spirit and you've got eternity, you're going to try and have a laugh, aren't you?
Do you know what, Andy? I was on an investigation this past weekend, and Andy come up with a really good point. So, investigators, they sit there in their droves, in their big groups. Oh, can you see that? Yeah, I see that. What is it? Oh, it's a man. Oh, he's leaning up against the wall. Oh, he's looking this way. Not one person got up to walk down there to see if he goes.
No.
Really?
If he stays, if it's a shadow, if it's light play, not one person got up. And Andy made a point of, these are investigators, are they? That's what apparently he says, no, they're not.
No.
No, they're not.
No.
Not one.
Because I see something, I get up and see what it was, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I love, what's his name? The American guy. The grumpy guy.
Rob Demarest.
I love Rob Demarest.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have a conversation with him one night on the internet. And I just love him. And the one thing I fell in love with him, he did an investigation. It was in Australia. It was a prison.
Yeah.
And
I know this story,
and he had this medium there, renowned medium, British medium, who I don't like anyway, and I'm not keen on. And he had him there, and this medium walked past the prison cell and saw a face looking through this thing, and he screamed like a little girl, and he couldn't get out of that prison quick enough.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, Rob Demarest was talking to, there was an Indian guy there, very, very gifted fella, photographer.
Yeah.
Very, very gifted spirit. He's dead now, God rest his soul. Young guy, great spirit photographer, probably the best spirit photographer I think I've ever seen. Always got something. He knew exactly what to do and when to take the photo. He was gifted, and he got some amazing photos. And he would walk towards these energies. And Rob Demarest that night, they saw a shadow thing, and Rob Demarest chased it. He chased it, right? And at the end of the night, there was a girl there, a couple of blokes. And he went, okay, you did brilliant. He went, that fantastic. To the Indian guy. To the girl, he went, that was fantastic. The way that you went there and you followed and you did. And he went to this British medium. And he went, and what the fuck happened to you? He went, you saw something and you screamed and you ran out like a little girl. And he went, well. He went, no, well. Back. He went, you're meant to be a fucking medium.
Yeah.
He went, you're meant to be dealing with dead people. And as soon as you see a face, you run. And I thought, do you know what? Yeah, that's what I love about Rob Demarest. He calls people out for it.
Yeah, no.
And that's what you're right. They don't, and Andy's right. They don't run. They don't check it.
Rob Fulton says it's all about making a buck, and we have the fielding. Oh, he swore the fielding woman doing a one-woman show at a theatre near me. Now, can I just say this, and I'll get it off my chest because it is a major rant. That woman, that fielding woman, needs to shut the fuck up about Derek Akora. That poor woman, Gwen Akora, is still grieving the loss of her husband, her dear husband, that helped so many people. Now the man is dead. This fielding woman has a lot to say about him. Let the man rest in peace. You're not fucking kidding anyone. You're a fraud and you need to fuck off and do one. Right? Even your own husband couldn't stand you that he went and shagged another bloke. So, you know what? Piss off. Leave Gwen alone and let her grieve in peace. Right, my rant is over.
I think that shows the caliber of somebody, though, that they'll actually have a go at somebody when they're not here to defend themselves.
Yeah.
I think that speaks volumes, doesn't it? If you just don't say it, she shouldn't have said anything.
If she wants to come and sue me, go on then. I'll see you in court, lovely. Because you're not lovely, you're not clever, you're not smart,
No.
and you're pathetic. Take me to court. I'm sick to death about this woman making comments about that poor dead man, and I won't have it anymore.
No.
Yeah.
End of.
No. And it's grifting, isn't it? Because you're earning money off somebody else's name still.
Yes. Yes.
So Noreen says,
I'm looking at Bobby's.
Zach Baggy's type. Exactly, Bobby. Exactly.
Baggies.
If I see something in spirit, I know it's there. I can tell you what they're wearing and how old they are, but don't ask me. I don't know. Do you know what? A lot of people got that gift, though, haven't they? Well, I say a lot of people. People have got that gift. Yo ho ho, young Terry McDougal.
And a bottle of rum.
I'll be down there. Yeah. So Noreen says, I have spirits in my house, but they certainly make themselves known all the time. Seems to be nothing for ages, then have a run of things happening. I'm suspicious of any group or individual that says they've captured something it's just nonsense. Doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't, Noreen. You're absolutely right. It doesn't work like that. I get children who are murdered too. That's sad. I agree with her. She's gone over. No, exactly. Emma's laughing.
I bloody hate that.
I love Derek. I love these podcasts.
I'd love to punch her on the nose. I really would.
I'll bet you're not alone.
Do you know what? You could film it, Dan. Stick it up all over the internet. I don't care.
I call these ghost hunts like the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum canned hunt. Yeah, that's exactly what they are, Bobby. They are like canned hunts.
No, I just.
Well, that's why when I go over there, I just want us to go out. Jamie, you guys, and me, and maybe.
Don't trust Jamie. He screams like a girl.
Jamie's like a tart. Jamie is like a tart.
He makes you scared when there's nothing there because he's too busy screaming. He's like, what are you screaming for?
He's like fucking Shaggy Doo, isn't he?
Shaggy Doo?
Yeah, Scooby-Doo's like own a Shaggy. What? Scoob?
Oh, he's so. Do you know what, Eric? You will laugh more than anything else just watching him.
Right, let me tell you what a wanker he is, right, Jamie? I had a bad back, right? Absolute wanker, this boy. I had a bad back, and I was climbing up these stairs, and there was something in the cellar bit. Yeah, there was. I don't know what it was. For all I know, it could have been a rat. I don't know, but it definitely made a scuffling noise, and it made towards the stairs. He was 3/4 of the way down the stairs. I was near the top, and he bolted like Usain Bolt. He was gone, and he grabbed hold of me and threw me back. And used me to lever himself in front and get out the door. That's how much of a tosser that boy is. If we go to war, I don't want him with me. I am a tart. I am indeed a tart.
No, it is funny because he does cry and get really upset and scared. And the classic was Dan was looking after a person that was sitting on a chair doing a Gansfield experiment. So they were concentrating on that. Very serious, under the right conditions. Jamie and I stepped back away from the line of vision from this Gansfield experiment, and we just stood in a nearby tunnel, the entrance. Jamie was near the front of the entrance, and I was further back in the entrance, but next to him. And calmly, out of nowhere, this voice said, and we didn't need any gadgets to hear it. It wasn't Dan, because Dan's got a distinct voice, and it wasn't the girl that was sitting in the chair. You heard this man's voice calmly say,
Jamie's a wanker.
No. It said, get out. And it was coming from my right-hand side, which was furthest away from Jamie. Wow. And I looked at Jamie, and he looked at me at the same time. Jamie's face, mouth open, started shaking. Did you hear that? Of course I heard it. It was right next to me. He went, fuck that. He goes, no, I'm not having that. And he was gone. And he left me standing there on my own.
A proper investigator would have turned around and said, oh, get you cow. Not Jamie. Not Jamie. He screamed. It was like a murder at the manor that day when we were sitting down. It was freezing cold. We were frostbitten everywhere. It like we got to the summit of Everest. We were sitting down there, absolutely frozen. We went
Freezing.
off with him to do an investigation.
Mhm.
Next thing I know, he screamed, and they've gone, "Oh my God, what's happening? Is he all right?" And then Viv's laughing. I went, "No, he's fine." Viv's laughing. I went, "Jamie's probably hurt himself."
But no one
He
gave.
hadn't.
He hadn't. He was just
By
screaming.
spirit, didn't he?
Yeah, he got touched, and then he started screaming. And then I'm like, what? Then he was just staring at me with his hand stuck up in the air. And then I was like, what? And then I just started laughing. Oh, it was just the funniest thing ever.
And
he
that's-
said,
That's my pet peeve too. Why do it if you're going to get scared all the time doing it?
Yeah, exactly. I love him. I love Jamie to pieces. He's one of the kindest, nicest, lovely, but he's a coward.
but it does.
Don't get me wrong. I'm no bloody Errol Flynn.
It does
I'm
make
no
for
superhero. I'm not.
it makes for an interesting night because they tend to know that Jamie's scared. They target him. It's funny.
Well, they do know. Yeah, they do know.
No, it's funny because we have had some actual strangeness, let's call it, around where Jamie's been screaming. It actually does happen, and he can't deal with it. So he runs, he bolts.
He can't, and they know that, and they're like, they must be going to each other. Here, watch this. You know, that's what they're saying. Here, you want to have a laugh? Watch this, Brick.
Ghost bait. That's what it was.
Ghost bait. You could use him as that.
Oh,
What's
we
this
do.
Irene says?
Shop it, whip it up.
Dan, I'm going to the Suicide Forest in October. Anything you could take me for advice on what I need to do before I go? I'm planning on meditation and cleansing. Do you know what? You know everything there is to need. The thing is, just go. I would say just go there with love, open mind, and just continually pray for the people while you're there. But do you know what? The best person to ask that advice would be Viv.
Do you know what, Irene? I'd say, like, don't go with sorrow for them because what they've done is very brave, and it takes a lot of guts.
It does
to do what they've done.
It does.
Go with an understanding and hope that they found peace, and pray for their family. Don't not necessarily pray for them, but pray for their family because that's what they would want you to do. And also, if you do see anything, try and sort of be brave in yourself because it doesn't matter how many times you see it. It could be a stranger, it could be a loved one, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You see it does chip away at you from the inside. So it's not just a matter of protection. You need to build up this strength yourself as well. Try not to eat before you go. Fasting is a good idea.
And I would bring something like an offering of love.
Yeah.
Just something simple. Just an offering of love for them.
Yeah. And if you could bring, I don't know, I think a flower or something to lay at the foot of a place or somewhere where you feel you need to lay it the most. It's just a little gift, because they would not have had like flowers. And,
no. Have you been there before, Irene? I couldn't do it. It's just heartbreakingly sad.
Irene,
all those young people.
Fast. Don't eat anything for 24 hours if you can go that long, or at least 12 hours before you go. Have a completely empty stomach. Drink lots of water with you. Bring something with you to have to eat afterwards, but not before or during, because if you do, this is more of the physical side. If you do, you will be bringing that up, and especially if you smell it. So you're a brave woman. Remember that.
Yeah, you are, because I think that places like that would break me. It's just the sadness of the young people that have, anybody who's taken their life.
You know what, Irene? I would say if you get anything spiritually or they want to talk to you about their story, talk about it on your podcast because they would want that word getting to be told. Otherwise, they wouldn't speak to you. Wouldn't come there to speak to you. So if you do make connection with anyone, tell their story. Obviously, don't mention names and keep that sort of thing private. But I think you need to tell their story. So if they do make a connection with you, you must speak about it, Irene. It'd be a great show, and it would be a shame for them
And
to tell their story and not be able to. Sorry,
and pray at the end that you don't take, like I say, a prayer for yourself, so you don't take anything with you.
oh, shut that way.
You don't want it following you and annoying. Not that, you know, I'm not saying it in a horrible way, because they're obviously in pain and they're screaming for help. But at the end of the day, you can't have that going on in your life.
You know what? I don't think they'd step foot in Irene's house and stay, because Irene's got a handle on that sort of thing.
And Irene's terrifying anyway.
Oh,
Irene's terrifying. I won't be She's a tough woman.
Do you know what? I reckon her husband's tougher, you know. I think he's the one you're most scared of.
She got the samurai spirits there, isn't she? So
yeah,
she's protected.
Hi, William!
Samurai spirit. Hello, young William. I hope you and your good lady wife are doing well, sir.
Don't you know what? I've been thinking
doing very well, thanks, Rita.
I've been thinking about Glastonbury this week. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, exactly, Bobby.
The trouble is with empaths, right, is empaths feel. That's it. They don't actually know anything. They just feel. Mm-hmm. And so if empaths don't learn to protect, they're going to get all that feeling, that energy, and it's going to be in a big jumble that they won't be able to deal with it.
You know what happens? It doubles in intensity out through your emotions. Like
exactly, Terry.
It's angry. I get 10 times more angry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Sticky rice.
That's lovely.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're lovely. They are.
Sticky rice balls covered with sesame seeds. Could I have that?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Just sad.
What was he saying here?
Bless them.
William, I love your opinionated comments. Keep them coming.
Yeah, well, yeah, why not? Personally, I don't know the place you're going to, but I guess my advice would be to have an open mind, as is the best thing you can have. Yeah, it makes sense. Not so sure about the meditation and cleansing thing, unless you're expecting something to happen. That's why an open mind is far more important. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. It's that suicide forest place in Japan.
That's where that prick Jake Paul went, wasn't it? Was it him or his brother? And they did the video, of the young man's legs. And he did it in front of it for clout on YouTube. Yeah, disgusting. He got in shit for it, though.
Good. I mean, it's nice to go and sort of go there and remember those that did that. How many people go to the Golden Gate Bridge and remember those people that jump off there? They don't, do they?
There's a lot of people, sadly, heartbreakingly commit suicide of that, aren't there?
Yeah. So, William, I've got a question to ask you, Mr. Southey, sir. Glastonbury has been in my head, the tour. This week, it started. It was the first thing Monday morning, and I haven't been able to shift this out of my head all week. And I've tried to have a little look to see if there was any anniversaries of anything or anything happening at Glastonbury right now, why this would be there. But something about Glastonbury tour and a shift. Would you know about that?
We did, Emma.
Oh, God. No, Terry, isn't it the White
Beachy Head, isn't it?
Beachy Head you're thinking of?
Beachy Head, I think.
Beachy Head.
I mean, Seven Sisters might very well be another place for it.
Haven't they had cars that have just driven straight off the edge of Beachy Head? It's just been over the years. That was the one, Beachy Head.
It does annoy me when people say, and it really pisses me off when people say it's a coward's way out. I think it's incredibly brave.
I do.
I think it takes more bollocks and guts than anyone could have imagined.
Yeah. I've experienced sort of one suicide, and I'm glad I didn't see it. I'm glad I wasn't there. But he jumped off a 10-story building, and he survived. And they called his mother, because the people that lived nearby knew where the parents were, called the mother and father. So they were talking to him on the side of the pavement while he was a mess. And he didn't die straight away. He died on the way to hospital. Yeah. So yeah, it's those that do and those that live with the aftermath of, not respectful.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had the body home in the front living room for a week before the funeral. It was screwed down. It wasn't an open coffin because they would have had to mask the. Yeah. Anyway, it was screwed down. But yeah, having him in the living room and she's doing the hoovering, talking to him, I wouldn't go down there. No, you're right.
He was probably listening to it, to be fair, wasn't he?
Well, I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
So, can I just say, who in the chat would like one of these?
Why am I not wearing mine? Should we wear mine?
Look, and we got it on the sleeve. Oh, wrong. I'm no good at doing
There
this.
There you go.
So, all we want you to do, and we'll try and get a mug and some other bits together, is just name the ghost in that corner by Eric. And we are going to have a discussion about all the names that are put forward. If you DM the network with your name, and we'll put that in as an entry, but we are going to get the show hosts on and we are going to have a discussion about who should win name-wise and why. And the one, we're all going to have arguments. It's going to be hilarious. But we are going to pick a winner, and a couple of other prizes will be given out as well. So that show is going to happen around our 3rd birthday. Simply Spooky will be 3 years old this year.
It will.
Dementor.
Dementor.
That's Dan. He's a dementor.
No, I was just Eric don't look like a dementor. It looks like a Dave to me.
There we go.
There you go.
That's what we saw in the graveyard, Dan.
There's Eric following us around. He looks like a Dave to me, says Emma.
What, Eric?
No, the ghost.
Dave.
Do you know what I think? Eric should do this thing with his moustache.
I like a handlebar moustache.
Just have a little curly bit.
He'd be very posh, wouldn't he? Be very posh looking.
Yeah, because he's got that.
He'd be very posh, Eric.
Wouldn't that look cool?
That would look good.
It'd look weird, but it'd look cool.
It looked really cool. It'd look good.
Oh dear. We've been going an hour, Dan.
I know.
I'm
so sorry Kev Kerr didn't turn up, but obviously people got good enough reasons for not. Whatever happened, whether it's just a mistake or whatever. But I'm sure it was. But I'm sure we can get Kev on, can't we, Viv?
Of course we will. And we want to get Irene on as well, because we have so many questions for Irene.
Oh, yeah. It'd be lovely to speak to Irene.
We'll have to arrange that because Irene...
I didn't know you had a Day of the Dead there, Irene, in Japan.
We'd have to go, Dan. That'd be
a cool thing to go to, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'd like to go to one in Mexico as well. Is it Cincuento?
No, but
what's the Mexican one called, Eric?
Day of the Dead. But
is it Day de Cincuento or something, isn't it? Or something?
Well, yeah, I guess it's whatever in Spanish, Day of the Dead.
Spanish, yeah. But
you know
cool. That'd be cool.
Dan, in Japan, Irene lives just outside of Tokyo.
I know she does. I know. I'd love to go to Tokyo.
You imagine the fun we'd have trying to stuff you in one of those pods that you can hire to sleep in for the night. That would be so funny. We'd have to film that.
Bobby said that unfortunately, suicides experience a whole different type of afterlife, and the biggest regret is claims of demonic activity can totally be associated with suicide. Yeah, I've heard of that. Because after the regret, anger and jealousy towards the living grow deep. So this place will indeed be full of those emotions.
We don't know that, though, do we? You know, it's too busy. It's too easy to blame demonic forces.
Was it Terry? I don't know. Sorry, Viv.
I don't know. It's too easy to blame that, to take away the living's feeling of guilt. Oh, I should have done more for that person while they were alive. Do you know what I mean? So it's a difficult one, isn't it? You know, when you lose anybody close to you, it's awful.
Yeah, it is difficult. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's interesting. So how does that work then, Irene? Is it like my mum used to put stuff out for the
They feed the dead.
family? Yeah, my mum used to do stuff like that. Santa Morta. Okay, Santa Morta. Thank you. Thank you, young Emma.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's fine. Like, you shouldn't have said that. I couldn't have told whether it was the way you spell it or not.
Yeah.
Reread that. Or reread that.
Regrets.
Unfortunately, regret.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think, like, people that grieve afterwards, they go through a whole wave of emotions, and if they do feel any form of guilt, they try and pass it, rather than dealing with it.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's lost. It's emotions for those that are still left behind, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
unless you're Mr. Baggy Pants, Zach Baggins.
Zach Baggins. What's he up to now? I've not heard from him for anything about him doing anything for a while.
Is he doing people's houses?
Is he?
I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something new soon.
I think he was doing people's houses.
It was for a while, but then they were doing I forget. There's a whole new one coming out soon with Pacific Place. So I don't know what it is though.
I'd love to go on an investigation with him and him tell me, you need to go in here and you need to do like this, blah 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 blah.
Oh, do you know the one thing I don't like about
I'd go right up in his face and go, really? Dunk.
The one thing that really annoys me with him more than anything is, what's the other fella with him? What's he called? The other fella, the tall fella.
The tall one?
Yeah, with a bald head.
Oh, yeah, him.
He talks to him like crap.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, where'd you get off talking to him like crap? Do you know what I mean? Show some respect to the man,
That reminds me, talking about them two, we need David Oman back on soon.
Yeah. Love David Oman.
Oh,
love David Oman.
He talks he's a straight talking guy.
He's an honest man.
You know what? And he's the only one in everyone that we've spoken to, all the investigators, all the so-called experts in all genres and all fields, and he's the only one that has said that the spirits in his house go on holiday.
Yes. He said that you got more chance of coming across the spirit in his house when he's not there than you have when he's there. For some reason, they don't particularly fond of him.
Yeah, they don't like him.
He probably tells them where he's. He probably goes in and goes, right, okay, shut the fuck up now, I need to get some sleep.
Yeah, because they're at them.
Eric, you have to come with us when we go.
Definitely.
Honestly, you'll love it.
Oh, definitely. Noreen says, do any of our American friends ever go to the Contact in the Desert event in California?
That's is that the UFO?
The UFO thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
The ecology thing.
Yeah.
It's William Southey says, young William says, it's meant to be the most overcrowded city in the world too. However, the city looks pretty.
It's talking about Japan, Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo looks gorgeous and clean, so clean.
Yeah, I'd have to get a tattoo done in Japan.
Do you know what? I would, but they'd probably put fat dickhead or something.
No, but I'd have to have the tradition. Done the traditional way. I would have to have some kind of
that'd
tattoo.
Be cool.
Honestly, cool. No pain, no gain, but it would be a beautiful tattoo.
Okay, now.
I want to get it tattooed on my arm. I went to Japan and all I could afford was this bloody tattoo.
I'd get a Pokemon done somewhere.
That'd be cool.
Get a Pokemon, because they are in Japan. Pokemon or Mount Fuji. That's such a beautiful and spiritual mountain. Seriously.
What's that? Terry said Okinawa.
Okinawa, and it's only thinking about the Second World War and stuff, and overcrowded city. Is that the one where it's now desolate? It's empty, with lots of flats and apartment buildings built.
Irene, you won't need to drag me. I would love to go there to Japan. It's a place I've always wanted to go to. The countryside, and that looks absolutely breathtaking.
Wow. Mount Fuji is haunted.
Yeah, Mount Fuji.
Do Do you reckon we'd find Bigfoot on Mount
Could.
Fuji?
You find him in Japan. Yeah, you'll find him
I
in
think
Japan.
you would. I
You'll
think you
definitely
would.
find them in Japan.
Yeah. I know they've had alien contact in Japan, and the mermaid thing was recorded.
Yeah, that was off the coast of Japan, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. She used to come on and talk to the people.
I think they've had a few mermaids off the coast of Japan.
That's cool.
My friend Tom Conwell is a published
Published
author.
author. Oh, he's a first responder with MUFON and an experiencer. Look him up on Facebook. Yes, like five. Oh, okay. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, buddy. I'll look for that.
Oh, that's right, Hiroshima. Oh,
Yeah.
do you know what? I'd love to go to that where the
Thanks,
reactor.
Bobby.
You know where the reactor went?
Yep.
Fukushima.
Oh, yeah, Chernobyl.
No, not Chernobyl.
Oh,
the
Fukushima.
Japanese
Fukushima?
Yeah, I'd love to go there and experience firsthand because it's still, you can go visit. It's still empty. Parts of it are quite radioactive, but you're supposed to walk around with your Geiger counter. But I still would like to go and experience for myself.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of that. There's still a lot of the Chernobyl stuff you can't go near, isn't there? There's some weird crap going on around that forest there.
Yep.
Some proper weird paranormal crap going on around in forests.
Yeah.
But
Mount Fuji has snow. Yeah?
yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it, Mount Fuji? It's massive.
Yeah. Talking of mountains, I'm climbing one in a few months.
You are.
Yeah. I'm bloody dreading it.
You're doing the one in Wales, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going up Snowdon, and I'm not
There you
doing
go.
the easy track either. I'm doing one with some scrambling.
Get you.
Oh, no, I'm going scrambling.
Get you.
I'll keep a lookout for Bigfoot, the Welsh one.
Do you know what, Noreen? I don't think. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I think I've heard of something in the desert. But I didn't know it was that. Contacting the desert as speakers come together to give lectures and talks about all sorts of subjects. UFO is only one subject. Look it up. I think the next one is June. Has some amazing speakers. Sounds interesting. That sounds interesting.
I will be going to the USA next year.
You are, aren't you? You're going,
Yes.
going back to Oregon again.
I'm going back to Oregon. They want me they want me to give a lecture at one of the paracons out there, which I may or may not do. But I'm definitely going to go there to do some of the Bigfoot stuff and to spend some time with a dear friend of mine. Well, hopefully two dear friends of mine, but one of them's coming here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we are going to be hooking up with the lovely Ross Allison.
Can't
and
wait.
taking him out and about.
It's been too
Zip
long.
line. I'm not doing no zip line. I'm going to be knackered from
Oh,
scrambling.
there's a zip line there. Yeah, there is.
Well, all the way down to the bottom. No, I think it's in the caves, isn't it? There's something in caves.
No, there's one that shoots right across now.
From Snowdon?
Yeah. Goes
No.
right the way down.
Yeah.
Right the way it does, Viv. Yeah. Because when we went to Wales a couple of years ago, because I can't, my back's knackered. So for me to do the Snowdon thing, they do like a military truck takes you up, drives you up part of it. And but if you get, obviously I wouldn't be able to do the bloody hell, it'd snap if I got on it. It'd be a buckle. I'd be touching the ground as soon as I went to the middle.
How could you do a zip line though when you've got all your backpack and your walking stuff and you go
No, I think
right
they
to
bring
the
that
side?
down and you can just zip down to the bottom. I don't know if it's all the way down, but it's a bloody long way. It looks really good.
No, it's just across the skate mine. He's done it, yeah.
It's massive
not-
though, isn't it? It's absolutely massive.
No, I'm doing one of the more harder walks. Fingers crossed if my son agrees. I'm doing the two what I call not the hardest because that's dangerous, but it's up there. It's the moderate with a bit of scrambling. Yeah. So, look who's online.
Ignore him.
I didn't ignore him.
I think we've got away with it. I don't think he notices that we haven't taken. Oh bollocks! Hi Jay.
He's there.
We're just saying how lovely you are. Not once did we mention what a wanker you are on an investigation. Not once. 10 times.
Love it. Oh, we love Jay. Jay knows we love
We
him.
do.
Yeah, he's one of our greatest friends, isn't he? And well, we wouldn't be without him.
No, we love Jay.
What's he saying now?
At least I move. So does my bowels, so it don't really say much.
Yeah.
Alistair Crowley was an avid mountain climber. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Ooh.
There's a lot of people bloody mountain climbing there that you would never suspect.
Well, the idea is if I get this one done, and depending on how it is,
Everest?
no,
You don't do Everest.
Ben Nevis next.
Ben Nevis. That's Wales as well, isn't it?
Scotland.
Oh, was it Scotland, is it?
Yeah. But we'll see how this one goes first. Because it's not hard to walk up Ben Nevis, but it's long. That's all it is. I might have to camp.
Jimmy Page knew. Yeah, I bet he did.
We don't have bears here. We don't have bears, but we have wild boar.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's run up in it. Whoa. Yeah, but you were quite fit, though, back in the day, weren't you, Terry? When you were a young man.
God, we all did things when we were young men.
I'm old now.
That's easy. You walk up, no climbing. Way back.
What? In Ben Nevis? Really? No. Well, guys, we are going to be back next Wednesday. So we could walk up that, Dan. Ben Nevis. So there's just a walk up there.
Well, I'll wait till they put a bus stop in.
Wait. So we have got some investigations coming up for the UK BRT. The stuff getting underway because I don't know if you guys know. Dan, he doesn't know this. He hasn't signed the paperwork, but he is going to be part of the UK BRT as well as Jamie Parker over there.
No, he can't handle things that aren't there. What's he going to be like when he comes across something that is?
He's going to bend it like a pretzel. He's going to bend it like a pretzel.
Well, they are there, but they're absent by their.
And Eric is also part of the UK BRT international side of things as well. So things are moving and shaking. There is a big conference, a get together, July the 25th, I think it is.
Now you're talking, Emma.
So July the 25th in Purple Spoons Cafe near Bristol. If you haven't seen, get on to Daniel Lee Barnett's Facebook page and you will find all the information on there. Dan and I will be there lending a hand and running amok, basically, and having a laugh with everyone. It's a really good get-together. It's not just all Bigfoot. It's UFO. It's conservation. It's paranormal, ghosts, you name it. There's a bit of everything there. There is going to be some lovely guest speakers this year. Some surprises that I can't talk about. But it's going to be fun. It's an all-day event and it's free.
Can't knock that, can you?
This is free. So come on. How many free events do you get invited to? There are a limited amount of tickets. There are some available, so I'd get in quick if you want those tickets. But yeah, it's going to be a really, really good day. Tim Smith might be there. You'll see me. You'll see Dan. You might see Jamie if he can be bothered.
Yeah, unless there's a ghost turns up or a bit of wind.
A bit of wind. Night, Jay. You have a good night.
Night, Jay. Take it easy, mate.
Sleep night. Yeah, he's definitely coming. Yeah.
Good lad.
we all go there and have a bit of fun. I mean, we listen to the guest speakers. Some of the guest speakers are absolutely amazing, and we come away from there learning something. Well, I do anyway. I've made some very, very good friends since I joined the UK BRT. Night Screamer. Night Screamer.
Oh, that's a wicked nickname, isn't it? I might get my
Screamer.
jacket with that on.
Night Screamer.
Night Screamer.
Terry, it's your fault. I'm having nothing to do with this. Yeah, so it's going to be a really special one this July. So there's some of us in the paranormal that go that have also joined that do the paranormal side of things, and it's growing. So check it out. Have a look. It's well worth it.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out. Funk Soul Brother.
Funk Soul Brother. Da, da, da. Funk Soul Brother. Da, da, da. I'll tell you what I heard today, and I hadn't heard it for a long while. I thought, oh, that's cool. It's remember Charles and Eddie?
Oh, would I lie to you?
Yeah. I didn't realise.
Oh, yeah.
One of them died. I didn't realise that.
25th of July, Terry. I think
There
it's
you
a
go.
Saturday. Yeah, 25th of July. Honestly, it's a really good.
It'd be good. It'd be
thing.
great.
Yeah, and just to remind everybody, the guy that runs this, that organises it all, is 14 years old. 14. And he does an amazing job. So I will always support that young lad
He does a great job.
and help out where I can. So, and anyone messes with him, have to deal with me and Dan.
Yeah.
And Derek.
Yeah.
Because we is hard, right?
Yeah. I can be really No, I can't.
No, neither can I. Well, we're going to be back next week on Wednesday.
Yes.
Doing something or other. We are back next Tuesday. What was the subject on the Things Network?
Oh, did you choose one, did you?
No, it was
two
the
of
one
them.
we didn't
That's
do.
last week, wasn't
The
it?
one we didn't do.
What were it?
20th then, Terry.
There you go.
Shadow People and what was the other one? Flashlight Torch Experiment.
Oh, didn't we say shadow people because that torch experiment was a load of old nonsense?
Don't talk about it now, Tuesday.
I thought we'd agreed on it that it was a load of old nonsense.
Well, no, we decided to talk about both because you can only talk about Torch Experiment for like 2 minutes and then.
Yeah, if that.
So, Terry, if it's not the 25th, it's the 20th then. It's a Saturday. So I've worked since.
There definitely seems to be more paranormal conventions, doesn't there, now than there used to be? It died off for a bit, didn't it? And then all of a sudden now they seem to be coming back to the fore.
Yeah.
That's until a load of them fall out of each other again.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't look for Paraforce to come back because it's not going to.
No.
No. No. Oh, it's down that way on the 13th. Ah. Oh, do you know what?
Yeah.
I found some amazing places to investigate down that way. Oh my God.
There you
Little
go.
known gems.
There you go. Right.
Yeah. So
That's
us done for another week. Apologies we weren't on Tuesday, but a lot of us had, it was my baby boy's birthday. Had to go and give him his balloon. He was 29 years old. Lo was out investigating and
I couldn't be asked.
We needed a night off.
I couldn't be. I could lie and say I had X, Y, and Z. Truth of the matter is, I couldn't be asked.
But we are back next Tuesday on Simply Spooky Network and the Things Network at 7. What time do we go on? 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock on Tuesday and 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
So we're talking about that torch experiment. Maybe we could do it here.
There you go.
You're going to need a torch in that room if it gets any darker. Have you turned the light off?
Never turned it on.
That's why. That's why.
And then the shadow people as well. We will be discussing that. So that's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the day after. When's the bank holiday? Monday.
Monday, yeah.
The day after the bank holiday, so we'll have a little catch up.
Week you lot have got two shows from us and the bank holiday Monday.
I know. And you, Terry, and hopefully we can meet up soon. Yes, take care, Terry.
Take it easy, buddy.
And with that, good night to everyone in the chat. Thank you for supporting us.
Good night, you lovely lot. I'll speak to you all soon.
Right.
I've got to press a button now. It might not work.
Press the button now. I'll keep waving like a madman.
Okay.